And that was getting part of that was billed separately. So the legal fees were massive just coming from the arbitrator. So just want to point that out there. Now, they were very sophisticated. It was a very complicated case. So that was the good news, versus, having a judge and a jury that may not be up on some of the copyright intricacies in software and things like that. So yeah, I just want to put that. So what you're doing here is you're saying, if there's a dispute, you're going to go to one arbitrator, not three, one. Now, what happens is both sides are going to argue over who do we want as the arbitrator. So you generally have a list, and you look at the bios of them, and they'll say, we don't like these people. Then you say, we don't like those folks. And you end up negotiating to decide on who's the one arbitrator. So you're both agreeing that any dispute will be a single arbitrator. There'll be no jury trial, and it's binding arbitration. Now, what that means is if you don't like the results you got out of that single arbitrator, tough. You can't appeal it. So if there's a mistake in law, if they really missed it and they made a complete mistake in law, the arbitrator just didn't understand the corporate issue, for example, doesn't matter. It's binding. So that it gives you finality, but it can be a downside as well because you have no recourse if there's a mistake. But overall, it'll give you certainty. You're going to go to one arbitrator. You're going to get in there quickly. You won't wait 2 years to have your thing heard. Your matter heard. You get a quick result, and it'll be inexpensive because you'll have one arbitrator and not three. And it'll give you some finality because nobody can go and appeal it just for the sport. Neither side.
I was just going to say, I think it's worth stating that, it's not the goal of anybody, sellers, brokers, buyers, I hope, to enter and engage in litigious behavior. And the goal is to find a common ground, assets that exchange hands, and to consummate a transaction, not to be chasing, ambulance chasing, like creating litigious events out of this. So we at Website Closers are fond of great transparency, bringing a tremendous amount of knowledge, to the transaction, so that we can peacefully move through these transactions. We've had very, very few lawsuits, and hope to keep it that way. So if you're the type of person that is trying to sue this person, and that person's done you wrong, and you're going after this guy, you're going after that guy, please stop before you go anywhere and go somewhere else. Let's find a good way of negotiating this through.
Yeah, it's a really good point. I mean, I told clients that the worst way you can quote unquote, resolve a business dispute is putting it in the hands of somebody that doesn't know your business. It has no clue about business because they're generally not business people. And you're going to have that evaluate, you're going to flip a coin. It's very expensive. It's very time consuming. And there's a soft cost that's often overlooked. It is so disruptive because you have to get the documents. We have to do interrogatories. You need to answer all these questions. And now you can't be working with the sales and marketing people in your business to grow your business and managing employees and trying to grow your business. You're sitting there with lawyers saying, okay, question 3, how do I answer that? I can't find the documents. We might have some stuff in archives. I'll look under an old laptop that I had that, is in my basement that I've got to pull out. And it's a very bad way to resolve an issue. And both sides never come out feeling whole, generally, even the winner, because they'll say, gee, that was expensive, or that was a waste of time. And why did that take so long, 3 years? So lousy way to resolve an issue. I totally think it's the wrong way. And I feel that if I have a matter that ends up in litigation, then I fail to basically get it done and negotiate a win-win for both, for my client essentially, which is a win-win for everybody if you can negotiate a walk away besides, getting into litigation.
Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications about new videos and interviews. And introduce yourself in the comments. Are you a buyer or a seller?